The money mistake that empties your account the most in your 20s isn't the gambling. It isn't the credit card. It isn't even the payday loan with the 400% interest. It's one you'll make this week, and you will never feel it. By the time you notice, it will have quietly cost you more than a house. And here's the cruel part. It barely even looks like a mistake. So we did what that other tier list didn't. We took every money mistake you can make in your 20s and ranked them on one honest axis. Not how dumb it feels, how much it actually costs you by the time you're old. The mistake that lands in the top slot, financial doom, is going to surprise you. Because it's not the scary one. Hold that thought. We're going to earn it. Before we rank anything, one rule, because it's the whole game. Every dollar you don't invest in your 20s doesn't cost you $1. It costs you what that dollar would have become. Over 40 years, a boring index fund turns $1 into roughly 15 at a 7% return after inflation. At the market's actual long-run average of about 10% a year, $1 becomes closer to 45. So that's the ruler. Every time you throw $1 away at 25, you're really throwing away 15 future dollars. Keep that number in your head. It's about to make some small mistakes look enormous, and some scary ones look survivable. One more thing. As we go, keep score. Every mistake that's you right now, be honest, that's +1. We'll add it up at the end, and your final number is not what you think it is. Welcome to the arena. Let's start with the one everybody's been yelling at you about, and watch it turn out to be the decoy. Every finance guru's favorite villain, your morning coffee. Skip the $6 latte and you'll be a millionaire. You've heard it 1,000 times. The book that started it even had a name for it, the latte factor. Let's actually do the math nobody does. $6 a day, every day, is about $2,000 a year. Run it through our ruler for 40 years, and yes, it could have been a chunk of money. But run the honest maths, and the coffee basically clears its name. Nobody's coffee habit is the thing keeping them broke. $2,000 a year is real, but it's visible. You can see it, you enjoy it, and if you ever need to, you can kill it in a single morning. A mistake you can feel and fix on demand is the least dangerous kind there is. So the latte goes in, you'll be fine. And I want you to remember why it's safe. Because it's loud. You notice it. Hold on to that, because the mistakes about to bury people are the exact opposite. Dead silent. The gurus pointed you at the coffee so you'd never look at the real leak. Score's still 0. A coffee doesn't count. Let's find one that does. Buy now, pay later. Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. Split anything into 4 cute little payments, 0 interest. What could go wrong? On its own? If you pay on time, almost nothing. That's why it's not doom. But look at what it does to your brain. Nearly half of these users, 47%, admitted paying late in the past year, up from 34% just 2 years ago. 68% say it makes them overspend, and almost 60% admit they've used it to buy something they flat out couldn't afford. So the loan isn't the trap. The habit is. Pay later quietly rewires you to treat "can I make one payment" as "can I afford this?" The real cost isn't the fee. It's every future dollar it trains you to spend before you have it. Learning mistake. It probably won't ruin you. But if it's teaching you to spend money you don't have yet, +1 on the scoreboard, and let's keep climbing. Here's where it gets sneaky. Subscriptions. And this one's beautiful, because the damage is measured in a single, devastating gap. Ask an American what they spend on subscriptions a month, and the average guess is about $86. The real number? Around $219. Some studies put it higher. 89% of people underestimate it, and 2/3 are off by more than $200 a month. You are, statistically, paying for things right now you forgot exist. Say 100 of that is pure forgotten waste. Run our ruler on $100 a month for 40 years. That's about $260,000. $250,000 for free trials you never canceled. But, and this is why it's only bad decision, not doom. It's a 5-minute fix. One afternoon, auditing your bank statement kills it forever. The cost is real. The escape is trivial. That combination caps you at amber. Bad financial decision. +1 if you don't actually know your number. And notice the pattern forming. The quieter the mistake, the bigger the tab. And we haven't even reached the loud stuff yet. The mistake of trying not to make mistakes by paying a man in a rented Lambo to teach you his secret. The drop-shipping course. The crypto signals group. The $997 masterclass on getting rich. Here's the tell. The guy selling the course to get rich got rich selling the course. If the system worked, he'd be running it, not filming it. The real product is you. So the cost is double. The money for the course plus the months you spend on a fantasy instead of the boring thing that actually compounds. But most people only get burned once. It stings, they wise up. Painful tuition, not a life sentence. Bad decision. +1 if a rented supercar has ever separated you from your money. Now we've done the small, the sneaky, and the silly. Time for the mistakes that actually scream. This is the part you clicked for. The new car, the first I made it purchase, and the single most normalized money mistake in the country. The average new car payment in America is now about $748 a month. People are signing up for 6, 7, even 8-year loans to afford it. And the car? It loses roughly 20% of its value in year 1 and can shed up to 60% over the time you own it. You're financing a thing that's sprinting away from your money. Now the real number. It's not one car, it's the habit of always having a big payment. Carry a car payment $400 bigger than you needed, your whole working life invested instead? About $1 million by retirement. You didn't buy a car. You bought a car instead of $1 million. But it lands at major setback, not doom, because you can break it. Drive the paid-off car 5 more years and you climb right out. Major setback, +1 if there's a payment in your driveway right now. The board's filling and still nothing's earned the top. Credit card debt. The classic. And right now it's more expensive than it's been in a generation. The average interest rate on cards actually carrying a balance is about 21.5%, with new card offers pushing near 24%. Americans are carrying $1.25 trillion of this. And here's the machine. Put $5,000 on a card at 22% and pay only the minimum, and you'll be paying it off for well over a decade, handing the bank thousands in pure interest for a purchase you've long forgotten. That 22% is the ruler running in reverse. Instead of your money compounding for you, it compounds against you. Every month you carry a balance. You are literally the tortoise and hare story, playing the loser. But major setback, not doom, for one reason. It's beatable. The interest stops the day the balance hits 0. Brutal, but it has an off switch. +1 if you've carried a balance past the due date. We're getting warmer. But the loudest, ugliest mistakes are next, and you're about to watch them fail to reach the top. Payday loans. On pure cruelty, this is the worst thing on the entire board, and I want to be honest about that. A typical payday loan is about $375. The typical borrower pays around $520 to borrow it, an APR near 400%. And it's designed to trap. 3/4 of these loans go to people already taking out 11 or more a year. It's not a loan. It's quicksand with a storefront. So why isn't this financial doom? Because, and this is the uncomfortable truth of our axis, we're not ranking cruelty. We're ranking lifetime cost. A payday loan is vicious, but it's a few $100s that you feel like a punch and fight your way out of. It screams, so people escape it. Major setback. Sit with how strange that is. 400% interest isn't our doom tier, which can only mean the doom tier is holding something that costs even more and makes no sound at all. 2 mistakes left in the loud pile. Then everything changes. Getting rich by lunchtime, day trading, options, meme coins, the dream of turning your phone into a money printer. The data is a graveyard. In the biggest long-run study of active retail traders, only about 1% were reliably profitable after fees. 40% quit after a single month. Within 5 years, 93% were gone. You're not investing. You're paying to take the worst odds in the building. So the real cost isn't only the money you lose, it's the time. Every year you spend trading is a year you weren't doing the boring thing that actually works. You paid twice. But, major setback, because most people blow a chunk. Not everything. And the loss teaches the lesson. +1 if a coin with a dog on it has ever held your savings. And now the last loud one. The one they legalized and put an app for in your pocket. Sports betting. 4 years ago, this was illegal in most of the country. Now it lives in your pocket and buzzes at you during every game. And we finally have the receipts on what it does. Economists tracked what happened to household finances after states legalized online betting. In those states, bankruptcies jumped 28%. Debt sent to collections rose, credit scores fell. And here's the one that matters for our whole video. Savings dropped, and money that would have gone into stocks and investments went into the app instead. The harm hit hardest on young men in poorer areas. So sports betting isn't just losing bets. It's a machine that reaches into your future savings and spends them tonight. It does real, measurable, population-level damage. But, and you know the drill now, major setback, because it's loud. It buzzes. You can delete the app. And that's the whole loud pile. Look at the board. Every terrifying, dramatic, made-for-a-headline mistake, gambling, 400% loans, crashing your savings, and not one of them reached financial doom. The top slot is still empty, which should be making you very nervous, because it means the worst mistakes in your 20s are the ones you haven't been scared of. Let's go find them. Start with the mistake that isn't even a purchase. It's an absence, no emergency fund. 59% of Americans can't cover a surprise $1,000 expense from savings. Nearly 1 in 4 has 0 emergency savings. And when the car breaks or the tooth cracks, 1/4 of people reach for a credit card and pay it off slowly. Here's why this one is the first to earn dark red. Remember every major setback we just ranked? The credit card, the payday loan, the debt spiral? The empty emergency fund is what feeds them. With no cushion, a normal $1,000 problem becomes 22% debt. It's not one mistake. It's the multiplier that drags every other mistake up a tier. The absence of a boring savings account is quietly the most leveraged mistake on the board. It doesn't cost you once. It makes everything else cost more. Financial doom. The doom tier is open, and notice what walked through the door first. Not a disaster. A missing boring thing. Lifestyle creep. The most expensive mistake almost nobody counts as one because it feels like winning. You get a raise, so you get the nicer apartment. Next raise, the newer car. The upgraded phone plan, the better groceries. Your income climbs and your savings stay exactly where they were. You feel richer and you're saving the same nothing. Now the number. Every raise you absorb into your lifestyle instead of investing, say just $500 a month, run our ruler, about $1 1/3 million gone by retirement. Not from a scam, from slightly nicer versions of things you already had. This is why it's doom, and the payday loan isn't. The payday loan screamed, so you ran. Lifestyle creep purrs. It disguises itself as success, so you never fight it, and it runs silently for your entire career. The mistake that feels the best costs the most. +1 if your spending has quietly grown with every raise. And we're almost at the champion. But first, the purest one. The mistake of turning down free money. Your employer offers to match your retirement contributions. You put in $1, they hand you $1. That is 100% instant return, the best deal in all of finance. And it's just sitting there. And 1 in 4 workers don't take the full match. The typical person who misses it leaves about $1,300 a year of free money on the table. Across the country, that's $24 billion in free matches, unclaimed every single year. Run our ruler on that $1,300 a year, invested for a career. Nearly $300,000. You didn't lose it, you declined it. This is the quietest doom of all. No villain, no crash, no addiction. Just free money you never picked up, compounding into a fortune in someone else's account. +1 if you're not maxing your match. Which brings us to the top of the board, the single most expensive money mistake you can make in your 20s. And it's not something you did. The champion. The most expensive mistake of your entire 20s is the one that leaves no evidence at all, waiting to start, or never starting. Here's the whole video in 2 stickmen. Same person, same income. One starts investing $300 a month at 25. The other waits until 35. Just 10 years. By 65, the one who started at 25 has about $787,000. The one who waited has about $366,000. Same money in. The 10-year delay cost over $400,000. And the delay guy didn't spend that money on anything. No car, no course, nothing. He just waited. That's it. That's the most expensive thing in this video. Nothing. At the market's historical average, that gap is over $1 million. So here's the thesis the whole board was hiding. The mistakes that scare you cost you money. The mistakes that don't scare you cost you the future. Because the real currency of your 20s was never dollars. It was time. And time is the one thing compounding can never, ever give back. Waiting to invest takes the crown. The emptiest slot on your board is the champion. So look at it. The whole thing. Everything that terrified you, the gambling, the 400% loans, the crashing crypto, all of it sitting a tier below the quiet stuff. And the top of the board, doom tier, it's full of things that don't even feel like mistakes. An empty savings account, a nicer apartment, free money you didn't grab, a year you didn't start. That's the trap of your 20s in one picture. The dangerous mistakes are loud, so you fix them. The doom mistakes are silent, so they run for 40 years while you feel completely fine. The gurus scream about your coffee so you never hear the leak. And now, that scoreboard. Add up your +1s. Go on. That number in the corner, that's not your score. That's how many years of your future you've already spent. And every single one of them is refundable, starting the day you notice. If you're new here, welcome to the arena. This whole channel is one question. How does money really work once you stop believing the fairy tale? If that's your kind of thing, subscribe. It genuinely helps a small channel take on the big fake ones. Next episode, we stop ranking mistakes and start running a business. We hand you a restaurant and find out, week by week, whether you'd survive it. Spoiler. Most don't. And tell me in the comments, which one of these tiers would you fight me on? Which mistake did I rank too high or way too low? Comment the tier. I'm reading them. Every empire booms. Most go bust. Try not to be one of them.